Good day. Thank you for joining me for another Atari 8-bit gameplay video. I've got queued up here the game Berzerk, which is indicating that it's by Atari in 1983. Obviously a conversion of the infamous or famous, I shouldn't say infamous, the famous arcade game of the same name. Now the file naming on this indicates that it was a prototype, so I don't know that I have ever played this on the Atari before. I certainly played this in the arcade. I want to say in the 70s, late 70s or possibly early 80s. I might have that wrong. Of course, I didn't do any research on this really before I fired it up. So in any case, let's check it out here, see what options we've got. Start, select. Okay, so 1 or 2 players, looks like 3 men. Oh, alright, it's got speech and everything. Alright, you press the, I believe it's the option key, although they're obviously not labeled on the modern keyboard. You get a speech. You get a speech sample playing. Although there seems to be 2 of them. The humanoid must not escape in various pitches, and chicken fight like a robot. There were more. There were more in the arcade, but quite a few more actually. Alright, let's have a go. Alright, looks pretty good actually. A lot of robots. That feels a little... That's different than the arcade for sure. I mean, there were some levels where you could have a fair number of robots, but I don't know that many was ever part of it. Actually, you know what? I played. All right. Apparently, you can't move when a speech sample is playing. And there's the what did they call him? Was it Evil Otto? It came after a certain period of time. The humanoid must not escape. So it seems like there's only 2 speech things. Well, I shouldn't say only. That's to have them at all is pretty good. Okay, the death animation is very much like the arcade. Sorry, what I was going to say was that I played this a lot on the Atari 2600. It was quite a good cartridge actually for the 2600. One of the features of the arcade, I don't know if it's a feature. I don't know if it's a feature, but it's something that's present in the arcade, is that you can have your bullets... Well, that's rude for such a happy little face. Alright, well, not a great game. Sorry, not a great result for me. It's a good title screen. Berzerk. Flashing colors, not the scintillating effect that you, with all the colors that you so often see with Atari, but, oh, shooting 4, what is that doing? Oh, alright, it looks like maybe you're choosing a starting level here by the fire button. Interesting. 8, 9, ooh, look at that, shots are hauling, 10. It looks like the... One of the effects, I'm pretty sure in the arcade as well as in the 2600 that you can see quite clearly here was that if a shot from a robot lined up exactly between in the gap between your sprite's head and body where the neck would be, is that it passes through. So whether that was intentional or not in the arcade, I think it's very much intentional in these ports. Okay, so you can go up to 11. Alright, well, I'm not good enough to start at level 11. I'm barely good enough to start at level 1. Although I must say that having the option to choose your difficulty is quite nice. You know, a game where you've mastered, say, the first 3 or 4 difficulty levels, difficulty settings, or screens, however you want to put it. And then you're forced to play through them over and over and over again. Can be quite tedious. So it's nice to see that. That was a feature of a fair number of the Atari arcade ports that I've been exploring here in this video series. Haven't seen the bullet-on-bullet collision yet, which was definitely a thing. Definitely, arcade for sure. Oh, we got the guy in the box. Okay, so that's something that I think you did see in the arcade as well, where you have a robot that's not shootable by you, but if you steer Evil Otto into him, he will get wiped out. I wasn't watching to see if you get points for that. I think so. I think you get points for every robot that dies, regardless of how they die. Yeah. Yeah, watching them collide and shoot each other now. Whoops. Watching them collide and shoot each other now, that's definitely going on. So every robot that meets its demise is you get points for. Okay, so these ones are bright colored now. White, I guess. That seems white. Or at least a light gray. Can I outrun him? Yes, I can. Now, the reason I'm not going for the top or bottom exits is because that's a strategy that you sort of develop from the arcade play. If you go top or bottom, Otto has, assuming his name is Otto, I'm not 100% sure of that. Otto can come diagonally after you, and then you're easily in trouble. There was a points threshold for an extra man in the arcade, and I want to say it was 5,000, which means that I'm unlikely to get that many points here in this game. Although if the robots keep flinging themselves into each other on the walls, I might just do that. 33, well, that's quite a ways away. Away we go. Green robots now. Oh, hey, bullet on bullet. There we go. That was... ah, darn it. So the bullets can eliminate each other, which is definitely a thing. So yeah, not option to change your difficulty setting. What was I on? Green robots? So the white ones. Shoot him. Green robots. Yeah, that's where I left off. Fourth level of difficulty. Look at me go. Tricky. Tricky. So you gotta figure out right away if you need to dodge or hide or whatever. I think I will hide for a moment. I hope that Otto doesn't come hunting me right away. Woo! Gave me a haircut there. Gave me a haircut there, which I could probably use in real life. Especially if you listen to my wife. I don't think she's in the habit of watching this stuff of mine, so... oh! Too fast for me to react, even. I guess really you have to be looking at the area immediately around your player, right off the bat. Oh, I was hoping they'd eliminate each other. Darn, blarn it. Alright, let's see about jumping up to the next one. Red robots. Red, we had red already, I think. Unless these are a different shade. Or does the difficulty... Hang on a minute. Can I reset this? No, I cannot. Whoop. That's not what I want to do. Maybe the difficulty thing starts from this beginning each time you hit that screen. Let's, maybe I'll see if I can manage to quickly run out of men here. You get to experience the death animation several times in rapid succession. It's kind of like an electrocution sort of effect, or a zapping effect. It also happens if you run yourself into a wall, or whatever gets you, so... Oh, no, 6. Interesting. So there's a number there that indicates the difficulty level. Well, it didn't seem more difficult than the green ones, but maybe I was just... These are kind of a lighter green, I think. Or different shade of green anyway. different hue, perhaps. Oh, these electrocuting laser shots are no good, no fun. Ooh, 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 ooh. There we go. No. Have that. Have that. Yeah, the rotten old robot. Your player is captivated by the speech. Intruder alert. Intruder alert. There you go. That's another sample. Or speech synthesis. So this is a prototype, which was indicated by the file name. This feels like a very much complete game. I'm not sure why. Not sure unless there was some other business reason that it wasn't published. There's really nothing missing from the game, I don't think, other than probably a variety of samples, which may or may not have even been possible for them at the time, or practical for them to develop or hold in memory or whatever. There were some pretty serious constraints on a lot of these games. You know, these computers would have had 16. These computers would have had 16 kilobytes of RAM, or later versions 48, or I shouldn't say later, the more expensive versions 48K, and then some of the later versions it was possible to have more RAM. Look at those shots, they're really flying now. Some of the later versions of these computers it was definitely possible to have more RAM in them, but that was actually the main upgrade you could do other than peripherals that could be added. The RAM upgrades were the main thing. I mean, these days there's more. I forget how many levels there were. 11. Let's have a quick run at level 11. I doubt I'm going to last more than a few seconds on this one. Fast moving shots for sure. The robots I think are moving maybe a little faster as well. You know, the sprite animations aren't sophisticated, but they weren't sophisticated in the arcade game either. A little more than this, but not lots. Run yourself into a wall, that's another way to go. Everything's electrified. Do not touch. Alright, do yourselves in, all ya infinite numbers of robots. There you go. Good job. Way to go, robots. Way to wipe yourselves out. Yeah, this is a good game. This is very much a classic game. It's an excellent. Yeah, okay, so there's 11. So I was starting on the highest level you could try there. All right, I think that's about all I have to say about that. It's too bad that one was never released. I'm going to say that's a good conversion of the arcade game. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time.